Good morning, sunshines. Happy Monday, July 1st, 2024. I'm Heather, known as BunniPhish on all the places, and this is BunniPhish Crafts. Welcome to July. How are you? I am tired today. In case you missed the last vlog, I went to a concert last night with my oldest kiddo and my sister and her two oldest kiddos, and oh, it was so good, but I didn't go to sleep until like 2 a.m. And it's a little after 8 a.m. right now. And we are about to go to a movie. So I have a hat project that I worked on last night. And can you see right here? I split a stitch. That's only like half of the plies. So I was like, well, I could just duplicate stitch, or I can just drop down and fix it. So I'm going to opt for drop down and fix it, because otherwise every time I see it, it's going to bother me, and I don't really want to duplicate stitch. I could, but dropping down is quick and easy. So I'm going to do that. So all I'm going to do is I'll show you. Okay, I've pulled out to where that split stitch was. That's why it's got the split yarn. And I accidentally pulled out one below, but whatever. What's one more when you're working all of these up? And then I'm just going to grab a crochet hook and loop my way back up. And this whole process will have taken about 30 seconds, and most of that is recording time, which is less time than it would take me to pull out all the things to duplicate stitch and weave in the extra end. And it's like it never happened. Ba-da-ba-da! Very exciting. Okay, I'm going to grab a stitch marker so we can see how much progress I make in the movies. And we are going to leave here shortly, so I need to get my life together. By get my life together, I mean get my water bottle with water in it and make sure I have my keys and pack this and decide whether or not I want to take a bag to carry in my blanket, or if I just want to carry in my blanket. I think I'm just going to carry in my blanket. I usually take it in a bag, but I don't think I want to today. These are the tough decisions when you're very sleepy. Hello, sunshines. It's still Monday, and I want to talk to you about what my intentions are for July. I did really, really good with setting my intentions last month, so I'm hoping I will be as successful this month. Okay, so there's a lot that I want to do. We're going to start with knit wise. So I want to finish this. Oh, did I show you? This is how far I got at the movies. Did about this much in the movie theater. Good progress. I want to finish this hat. Before I can finish this hat, though, I want to put this in a couple more blankets so that I know that I have enough to go into the blankets. What do I still need? I still need a mitered square. I'm trying to decide if I want to make hexapuffs out of it or not. Because let's see what this looks like. Folded in half-ish. Like with the crown decreases sticking out the top. So yeah, that's too, well, is it too small? No, I guess like this could just be a double thick beanie by itself. The muscle burra is kind of like slouchy and you can fold it up, but I don't necessarily need my double thick hat to be that exactly. So probably 2 hexapuffs, a mitered square, in my bias strip blanket, and in my nor'easterly. So I'm going to kind of pause the knitting on this. I mean, maybe do a round here or there, but mostly work this into scrappy blankets and then see what I have left. Maybe I'll even work the decreases from the other side, like do another provisional cast on, work those from in here, and then Kitchener those decreases onto the hat once I've used up basically every scrap of yarn. That might be how this Musselburgh inspired hat works, even though it's very, very different than the Musselburgh pattern. But I want to finish that. Totally doable, right? Totally doable. I want to make, I have 2 projects that I want to start and finish this month that I will not be talking about on the vlogs for the month because I'm recording them for some things that I will be posting later this year. So 2 whole projects that you won't even see. Should be fine. But additionally, I don't necessarily want to finish this project, but I do want to make significant progress on my leggings that are going to be black and green striped. I haven't picked this up in a while. So I'm still in the like hip butt area. I don't actually know how much more I need to do. I need to try them on and see where I'm at. So I'll probably share that with you when I do it. But I'm going to say, this is a really big project. So I'm going to say that I want to finish the butt area. I want to split for the legs. So I definitely want to split for the legs, and I would like to have 2 green stripes. So it'll be the legs, a green stripe. Well, it'll be split for the legs and then probably a little more black, and then a green stripe, a black stripe, a green stripe. That's a lot of knitting. This is fingering weight yarn. Am I knitting it on size 1s? I think these are size 1s. Yeah, these are US size 1s. There's a lot of stitches on here right now. So even splitting for the legs, like I'm not going to start decreasing a ton right away because my thighs are not tiny. So I'm going to need some space. So I think 2 green stripes is a really good goal for these for June. Wish me luck. Wish me luck, because this, like, it's black yarn. It's 2x2 ribbing. There is some short row shaping. I can't work on it when it's super dark. It is fairly portable though. It does fit really nicely in my cute Little Mermaid bag. So it's still really portable. And even with 2 stripes, I think it'll still fit in my mermaid bag. I think it'll still be portable. But I want to make good progress on that. I want to finish. This is going to be a Ruby the Lovable Huggable Monster. And I started it as a place to keep my yarn ends. And I've accumulated more yarn ends than I've knit of the monster. So I need to finish knitting the monster so I can continue stuffing her with yarn ends. I have a whole pile of yarn ends over there that won't fit. So I want to finish her off. I have I think these are the legs. Or are they the arms? I don't know. I made the arms or the legs. I think these are the arms. Because I think my plan is to go back and knit the legs on. But I'll double check the pattern. But I want to finish her so that I can, maybe not like fully finish her, but at least get the body done so that I can be stuffing it as I finish up things during the month. Because pause, I forgot a couple things. Okay, so I need Ruby to be more finished so I can stuff her more, because I really want to push myself. I really want to finish the corner to corner blanket. So You're not going to be able to see it all. I know you're not. But here we are. It is in the working straight, just barely, see, but working straight. And if I remember correctly, it's something like 16 or 17 rows worked straight and then decreases. If I focus on this, it grows fast. So I really want to push to finish it this month. I do have this whole Quirky Monday bag full of scraps just to go straight into this. And I also have this blanket is 3 strands of fingering weight held together, worked on a US size K hook. I do have, this is 1 strand, and I have 2 more balls of this. It's like a long stripe color repeat. I have 2 more balls of this for 1 strand, and so this is just for the other 2 strands. So I really want to push and get this done because it's stressing me out, because I want to give it to my sister's kiddo, and I wanted to have it done by the end of June. That's not happening. But birthday is in October, so I'm thinking I'm going to give her oldest 2 their blankets this summer, or this birthday time. One is next week. That one's already done. And then this one would be for October birthday. That's what I'm thinking. So that might be, I mean, that's crazy, but it's not really that crazy. I also am working on a test knit, which I'm super excited about. This is going to go quick. I already know this is going to go quick. I mean, part of it going quick is that I'm planning on doing a repeat a day of, look at this. It's shark fin socks. Look at that little fin. And it's done with beading. Or you could opt to not do beading. So on the backs, I'm not doing beading. And once I get to the foot, I'm not going to bead it either. It's so cute. I think I'm only going to do 2 repeats on the leg, because that would be like my normal sock length. I am a little tempted to make them long, so I don't know. But yeah, this should be super doable. How cute is that? Oh my gosh. Test knit for Alendria Knits. I don't remember exactly what the name of the sock is, but I will let you know when I finish it and on Instagram. I'm looking at, I have a list. So I also want to attach 10 barn raising squares because I need to work on that blanket. If I want to get to my goal of 100 squares attached, I need to be working on it. It's not fair to leave it all to myself for December. I did that last year and it was fine, but why? Especially because my kiddos are going to be gone for the month of July. Tomorrow I am driving them to their dad's house, so they'll be gone all of July. I have no reason not to be kicking butt on my knitting goals. And then I also need to catch up on my reading squares. I am like 6 or 7 squares behind. I don't know. I really wanted to get those fingerless mitts and the socks finished. Like, I wanted to get the projects that I had made my goals in June. I wanted to get them done. So I just felt behind on those squares. But that's something I can catch up on in a day. Like, if I focus on just the squares, I can easily catch up in a day. And if I don't focus on the squares that hard, like, I can catch up this month, even with my plan of what I'm reading, which we'll talk about in a minute. The other thing is I have this bin. Okay, these don't count. These I just threw on top. I want to make my sister a pair of socks using one or both of these yarns. I haven't decided yet, but I need to make her Christmas socks, and yeah, one or both. I haven't decided. I kind of want to do something that's a mindful knit, like not totally vanilla-y. but we'll see. I don't know. But then I have this bin that is full of my leftovers from the Pride blanket, and I have all this black yarn left over from, look at how much I have. Look at 5 whole skeins plus a partial. So I want to, with this yarn, not use it all up, but make a big dent in what's in here. So I want to add to this corner to corner blanket, the one I'm donating to the students. I don't want to finish it. I'm not putting that on myself this month. That's too much. But I mentioned last month wanting to make a rainbow square for my aunt's blanket. So I want to do that. And then once I use up the yarn in that square, I am going to use some of the Mighty Stitch to make a hat or two for the church for donation purposes. But then I want to put it in this and just get it used up so it's not just sitting like in my stash kind of. And then my sister's boyfriend. This is big old feet. Size 12. Big guy, so like not narrow feet or anything. So I'm looking at maybe 72 stitches, maybe somewhere between 72 and 80 stitches. He has requested black socks for Christmas. I have this black yarn left over. So I guess I'm going to be making him a pair of socks. And we'll see how far I get on those this month. If I don't finish those, it's not going to be the end of the world. I'm kind of thinking that I might want to do Cookie A's slide socks. It's just really easy ribbing with a little bit of interest. I'm thinking I might want to do that. So yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be good purse knitting because Cookie A slide, they're just ribbing with a little bit of interest. So super easy, basically mindless. I think I have more of this pink in a bag up in my basket where I put all of my whips at the beginning of the year. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe work it into blankets, but it's not top priority for this month. But I have some other like leftovers that could go into this corner to corner. I do want this bin mostly finished because before, it wasn't before. It was after my car died. I did order some of the yarn for this. And I would like to get started on this maybe in August. And I would like to store the yarn in this bin because it's a lot of yarn. It's a big project. So, yeah. Okay, so those are all of my knitting things. I also have reading plans. So this is my TBR. Oh, I forgot a book too. Oops, fail at life. Okay, so really quick, we'll run through them. Art for Self-Care. I've already started reading this. I'm enjoying it. 10 pages a day, nonfiction. I do have plans to read another nonfiction book. We'll talk about it when I get there. I don't think it's going to be in the first half of the month, but maybe. I want to finish reading Carve the Mark. I started it a few days ago. I'm a little less than halfway through. It is a sci-fi YA book. So many trigger warnings though. Just throwing it out there. There's like domestic violence situation. Is it? Is it domestic violence if it's between siblings? Is there a different term for that? Because now that I say it, I feel like maybe it's a different thing. But there's a lot of abusive relationships highlighted in this book. Oh my goodness. The Firekeeper's Daughter, which I am going to make a big dent in tomorrow while I'm driving my kids. Probably both ways, because my littlest is going to be listening to her music through her headphones. Sometimes my oldest kiddo wants to talk, and sometimes my oldest kiddo sleeps while we're driving, but it's about 6 hours round trip. So a lot of listening time for the Firekeeper's Daughter. And then I might be driving out to see my best friend again this week. And we don't have solid plans, but we might be going to a beach or something out by her. And she lives about an hour away. So that would make a really big dent audio wise. And then, you know, if I'm not driving around, I can always read it in book copy. So right now I am on page 46 of, I found where I was in the audiobook, of 494. So a little less than 10% through this one. So then when I finish one of those books, when I finish the nonfiction, I have another nonfiction on my shelf. I don't remember what exactly it is, but it's about water. It's going to be really cool. And then when I finish one of the fiction books, Bridgerton's going to be up next because I want to finish it. It's going to be a light read, I think. So that should be good. Should be fairly quick. I think the Bridgerton books take me less than 10 days to read. I don't know if I will read another book while I'm reading Bridgerton. We'll see how I'm feeling. I am going to pick up Nigeria Jones this month. Have no idea what it's about. If you're new here, I don't read the synopsis of books. I read solely based on, did someone recommend it to me? Do I like what the author has written before, or does the cover appeal to me? Most of the time, I like the books at least decently. Most of the time. So I'm going to read this month. And then I am going to read Redwood and Wildfire by Andrea Hairston. When I went to the book talk in May, this is the book that she wished had gotten more acclaim. So I'm going to read it. And yeah, she loves the book, so I'm interested. I want to see what it's about. I've never read anything by her, and I am interested too. So those are my reading goals. And if I finish all of these books, then I'm going to allow myself to jump one of these books into the queue. Unless I finish a lot of these books, and then maybe two. Versus the other books that were on my TBR. So today we stopped by the library because I had a few books on hold. So what is it? Assassin's Blade, The Queen of Shadows. So I don't know which one I'm going to read next because they both came at about the same time. I'll let my heart choose when I get there, or Iron Flame, which is the second book after Fourth Wing. So those are tentative. But yeah, those are my intentions. Let's see what I get through in the next 2 weeks. We'll check in about 2 weeks to see if I think this is reasonable and doable, or if I think that I am wackadoodle. Hello, sunshines. Happy Wednesday, the 10th of July. Oh my gosh, how is it already the 10th of July? The month is a third of the way gone. I really don't know where last week went, like after I dropped off my kids. Just, I don't even know. Okay, I mean, I do know what happened. My kids left, and my whole, like, if you've been here, you've heard me talk about it. So just a quick rehash. When I was little, my summer vacations were horrible because I couldn't leave the house. My siblings could, but I had to be at home should our mom call for any reason at any point during the day, which she did. So yeah, I was having that sort of feeling like, oh my God, I'm all by myself. I don't have anybody to hang out with. I'm stuck in my house. I'm not stuck in my house. I can leave at any time. I'm the mom now. I'm the grown up. So, but I was in those feels. And then a week ago, I met a friend of a friend, and she was in a crap situation. And so over the weekend, I helped her like get out of the crap situation. Like, yeah, like trigger warning type crap situation. Oh my gosh, this wind. It's like drizzly today, but I have downtown business to take care of. I have a water bill to pay and a package to send for my sister. Okay, so she gave me this package, or the thing to go in the package, like, I don't know, maybe a month ago, maybe less, who knows. But she originally asked me if I could send the package back in like November, December. And I said, yeah, sure, just get me the thing. So it took her, 6-7 months to get me the thing, so I don't feel bad about taking a month to get it in the post. So, since I'm going down there anyway, I am going to also get myself a little snacky snack. I'm not a person who needs little treats to like do things, but I'm supporting the local economy. I'm trying to decide if I want to go to my normal bakery next to the coffee shop, like go to both of those places, or there's a new bakery coffee shop combo downtown. I don't know, I haven't decided. But I brought knitting, I brought some reading. I'm gonna get out the house a little bit. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Guess what, friends? Guess what? Allison, guess what? My brother's coming over to work on my back bathroom today. He was over yesterday and the day before getting measurements, and he's a roofer, so he can't work today because it's rainy. So he's coming over today to work on my back bathroom. This has been a thing that's been not being worked on for years at this point. So isn't that exciting? Maybe I'll show you what it looks like before he gets there. We'll see how I'm feeling about it. All right, so this is where we are. This is where we are. This is where it has been for like, I don't know, since pre-COVID. In fairness, my dad did come install this for a drop ceiling at one point, post-COVID, but then like didn't install a drop ceiling or anything, whatever. So my dad and my brother have both said that they were gonna help finish this basement. The cat's like, what is this place? Because, that was 4 years of this space being an open space. So of course I had stuff stored in here. So I've since cleaned it out. So, hopefully this will be a usable bathroom this summer. I would love that. I don't even mind doing a decent portion of the work, like painting and installing the tile for the floor and stuff like that. But I just can't hang drywall by myself. So, yeah. Anyway, this is where it is. I'm hoping it's much more exciting by the end of July, but maybe by the end of summer, I'm hoping. Okay, I'm gonna go pick up my brother, and then I need to check in with you about a couple things, hopefully today, but it might be tomorrow. Hello, sunshines. Welcome back to BunniPhish Crafts. It is Monday, the 15th of July. It is halfway through the month. I'm going to put this up even though I feel like I really haven't done very much in the past week or week and a half. Almost, it's like 2 weeks, right? Tomorrow will be 2 weeks since my kids left. Y'all. It's been a weird couple weeks. Sorry, I just found a chapstick in my bag. A lip gloss, lip balm, something. I found a thing in my bag. So obviously I have to put it on. Anyway, it is hot here. It is hot in Michigan. It's 80 or above. I don't know. I don't have air conditioning here, so I am warm. So I'm a little shiny. It's fine. How are you? My life has been so full since my kids left. Like, it's like the universe was like, hey, we didn't want you to be bored. So, like, my stuff is all good. My stuff is all good. I'm great. My things are going at a chill pace. People around me, though, are struggle busing hardcore. So I've been, like, helping other people with things. Like, I last minute helped a friend move, and like it's been a lot. Also, I went to a concert on Saturday, which is why my nails are painted and not all chipped, because I just painted them for the concert on Saturday. They haven't had time to like get messed up. I'm the worst about keeping my nails up. Like, I like when they're done, but I hate doing them because then I have to wait and I can't do things while I'm waiting. I can like read a little bit. Anyway. Also in there was my period week. So like I had a huge dip in productivity, didn't do anything. So I feel like my stuff that I can show you isn't super exciting, super cool, but I have some things. Let's check in. Okay, so the Musselburgh hat. This is where I started. I'm gonna walk you. We're gonna go slow so you can see the color progression, because oh my goodness, this is the Yarnable box, the Love is Love color from February 2024. Okay, super saturated, a little less saturated, way less saturated. Oh my gosh, totally different. Look at that. So different in the saturation from one end to the other. But this is like, I mean, I didn't personally use the Musselburgh hat pattern. If you wanted to make something like this, you would use the Musselburgh by Isolde Teague, and you would get something like this. But I've heard enough people talk about how it's constructed that I figured out how I would modify it to construct it. And I used the numbers from the sockhead hat because I know that that's a hat that fits me. So last time you saw it, it was here, and I knit the rest of this and this, but from here to here, and then I attached the yarn, and then I Kitchenered it together. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to run out of yarn, because I used this yarn in my blankets. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to run out of yarn. So I did a Judy's Magic cast on. Yes, to do a provisional cast on using 2 needles. And I used a length of yarn to start that cast on. I used twice as much as I would need to cast on so that I would have enough to then Kitchener this together. Oh, this part's not cute. You want to see this part that's not cute? That's messy. I don't think anybody will wear it. I don't think anyone will notice it, because when I'm wearing it, I think I'm going to wear this end on the inside. Or I might give it to my kiddo. I don't know who's going to wear this. But the cool thing about the Musselburgh, the reason why it's so popular, is you can use a whole skein of yarn for it. Oh, sorry. I got distracted. So I worked from the inside of the cake to do this part, and then I worked from the outside of the cake and knit up everything. So there is no more yarn of this left, which is exciting. The reason why people like it is because you can do that. You can use up the whole skein. And the pattern does not call for provisional stuff. That's just the thing I do. And here is the hat. So you stick the one side inside the other side, and so mine is only a teeny bit slouchy. So it's cute, right? If you did not take out all of the grams that I took out for blankets, it would be even more slouchy. So I think it's super cute. Let's look at the other side just for sake of argument. That's probably also pretty cute, but too hot to keep on. Okay, so that was the first thing that I finished this month, and I'm pretty proud of it. I think it turned out pretty well. Then I made a charity hat, and I was going to drop it off last week when we went to knitting, but it didn't dry in time. So here it is. I'm not going to put it on because I already washed it for charity. I need to trim that. I had a skein left over from the one virus shawl that I made. I had some left over from that, so I used that up to here. That's that main blue. I had the purple from Knit Picks, and then once I ran out of this blue, I used the navy from Knit Picks, and I held 2 strands of worsted weight together. I used, I think it's a US size 13, but it might be a US size 11 needle. I don't know. Big needle. I cast on 48 stitches. Yeah, I cast on 48 stitches and just did 2x2 ribbing until it looked long enough. I measured it with my heart. And then I did the hat until it was this far from the top of the rib to the crown decreases. It was this far. And yeah, that's the hat. Just a charity hat. I think I mentioned that I want to do one a week approximately. So there's one. We have knitting again next week, so I'll be making another one of those for next video that you see. And I also finished a pair of socks for my sister. So this is how I block my socks. I hang them up to dry, so I use this to hold the thing so it doesn't slouch. So here's the first one. And I just finished the second one this morning. So this pattern is called Coral Reflections by Aledria Knits. And I don't know what the yarn is that I used because the yarn was sent to me from a friend, and it was sent to me a while ago, and it did not come with tags, but it was a lot of yarn. I didn't even use, there were 2 like minis, not remnants maybe, I don't know. They were not 100 gram skeins, but maybe they were 50. I don't know. I didn't get my scale out, and I have so much of this left. So I'm going to put it in my blankets, and then my sister was like, oh, you could make me a kerchief. We'll see. I might not have enough yarn to make her a kerchief because I want to put it in blankets, and I want to put it in her cowl that I'm making for her. So there might be some left over. There might not be some left over. She gets what she gets, and she doesn't throw a fit. She'll probably forget that she even asked for a kerchief. So yeah, I finished a pair of socks too. So 3 things finished. Yay me. That's not terrible for half of a month, right? It's not a race. But my list of things to do is super long. I also worked on a couple other things, or a few other things. Let's see. Here is they're going to be black and green leggings. Right now they're just black. So this is where I was. I was down here. I worked up all of this. There are over 300 stitches. It's 2x2 rib in black yarn, fingering weight on US size 1 needles. So things take time. But I have made it to where you split for the legs, but there has to be a panel in between the legs, like a gusset, like an underwear gusset sort of deal. So I'm not using a pattern for this. I know there are patterns for pants, but I didn't want to. I'm just custom fitting it to my body. So I have started right here. I've just barely started that gusset part. So should be good. Like, I measured on my body how big it should be. So yeah, I'm working on that. And how many stripes? I don't even remember how many stripes I said I wanted to do on this. I think I wanted to get 2 green stripes on here. It's possible. It's possible. It's not impossible. I just have to work on it. And then I had a test knit sock, and I'm very excited about it. I have the first one done. They're so cute. Look at that. It's got beaded shark fins, and then along the foot, can you see? What am I showing you? Yeah, right here. Oh, you can see it. You can see it. It's a pearl stitch shark fin, and so they're super, super cute. This pattern is also by Alendria Knits. The test knit closes on the 23rd, so this should be out by the end of the month. So I'll remind you in the next video, because the second sock is just a cast on. We only had to do 1 sock. I'm gonna definitely start the second sock. I mean, I cast it on today, so I'm gonna work on it a bit. So that's exciting. This is the first time I've done beading on a sock, and I haven't done beading in almost a decade. So it was, you know, a little bit tricky fish. I am using Little Bay Blue yarn for the this bluish color, and then the gray is Knit Picks, and I'm using a very, very small hook to do the needle threading. I did not want to go out and buy floss to try the floss method. Maybe if I beaded a lot, then I would make the investment, but it's not too many beads per shark fin. I'll be using less than 100 beads for the whole thing, so I didn't want to do that. I also made some progress on Ruby, the lovable, huggable monster. So she's on hold-ish. Like, I worked on her, I finished the knitting, I just have to finish stuffing her, but I'm using her for my yarn ends. So I'm actively putting yarn ends into her, but I'm not actively knitting on her. I might, let's see, I'm using a US size 3 on this. Is that true? US size 3, then yarn is, what is it? That Japanese yarn that was really popular like a decade ago when I got it. Oh, I can't remember. I'll try to remember. No, I'm using a US size 2. Okay, so smaller than I thought. 2.75 millimeters to knit this. So I might pick up and knit the legs, even though I haven't finished stuffing her, just so that she can be closer to finished by the end of the month. But we'll see. I'm not forcing myself to do that. I have also put a lot of progress on the blanket. So yesterday, I put a lot of progress on it in the last 2 days. Like, I've done a little bit so far this month, but yesterday I used up 15 scraps. And today, so far, I've used up 10. So somewhere in here, I have Well, when we get to the marker, I will show you the marker. So this is what it is looking like. It is big. Where's the yarn coming from? Okay. So it's bigger than my wingspan. I am working on the increase section. Here is the other end. So working on the increases, I have this corner squared off. Very exciting. I think I need to go to 17 rows before of working. No, I'm not in the increases. I'm lying. I'm working straight. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I'm working straight, and I think I need 17 rows of working straight, and I have 12. Started on the 13th. So that's really exciting because once I get to the decrease section, this is going to go so fast. Obviously, because rows get shorter. And then, oh, here's the marker. So this is where I was at the beginning of the month. So I have put on 8 rows. 8 rows. That's awesome. Probably mostly in the last 2 days. So that's exciting. And I'm going to continue to work on this today because I do have plans today. My brother is working on my back bathroom, as I mentioned in a previous clip, and he is supposed to come over after he gets off work today so we can go buy supplies so that he can work on it. I don't know when next, but hopefully I will have a bathroom near my bedroom this summer. I'm putting it in the universe. I'm going to have a bathroom next to my bedroom this summer. It's going to happen. It's going to be finished. We're all going to manifest that for me, okay? This bathroom is going to be done. This bathroom is going to be done. Perfect. So I also have done quite a bit on one of my secret knitting projects. It's probably around like 35% finished. So that's pretty good. What have I not worked on? Anything? Oh, this is exciting. Oh, I also started the rainbow square for my aunt's blanket. I did the purple section and the blue section so that I could then work it into the hat without worrying about it. Okay, so there's only one project that's on my list, which is a pair of socks for my sister's boyfriend. I have not started those, but I was planning on casting them on today. They're just going to be ribbing, but like with a fun aspect to them, but it's black yarn. Oh, my sister's socks. So I have a story about these. I have a story. So I went to a concert on Saturday. Very, very exciting. And on the concert website, specifically under approved items, it said knitting needles. And I was like, perfect. So I got to the concert and I had just this top portion completed, just this band right here, the cuff, that's what it is. So I had the cuff. By the way, I did not do the cuffs to pattern on these coral reflection socks. The first pair that I made was worked to pattern where it's just a rolled cuff. But I decided to do ribbing for these ones. And so I got to the concert and I knit. I knit through the 2 opening bands, and then it was Fit for a King and then Hollywood Undead, both great shows, great numbers. And then I set my knitting down when Hailstorm came on, and then I picked my knitting back up because I wasn't bouncing around quite enough to not knit. And then I didn't knit at all while I Prevail was playing. But through all of that, I got to somewhere in the heel flap. So I did the whole leg at the concert. How fun is that? That's so fun. So yeah, good times, good memories into these socks. And now I'm actually doing better than I thought I was. Like, getting everything together, I really felt like I didn't work on anything. Like, I haven't done anything this month so far. But, you know, that's not terrible progress. I haven't put any barn raising squares on my blanket. That's not so great. Oh well, it's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. And then on the reading front, I also haven't been doing great on that. I believe I told you. No, I don't think I did. I think I was getting ready to tell you about finishing Carve the Mark. And then I didn't tell you. Right? I took you along. I was going on an adventure. I'm pretty sure I did not tell you that I finished Carve the Mark. So I'm going to talk about this here. I finished Carve the Mark, obviously, which is by Veronica Roth. And I enjoyed it. It is a hard read for trigger warning wise for like familial abuse. The main character, there's two main characters, and it's like an enemies to lovers tropey thing, and I don't feel like I'm giving any of that away. I feel like that's really, really obvious that that's what's going to happen. So it's enemies to lovers, and the female main character, her brother is super abusive. So in the story, in the universe of the story, everybody eventually manifests a gift. What's it called? I can't think of what it's called right now. And it's basically like there's energy throughout the solar system, and everybody's connected to this energy, and everybody gets a power that connects them to this energy. And it usually manifests around puberty, but it can be brought on earlier if there is trauma. So, of course, there's some trauma in there, so people's gifts get brought on earlier than, you know, they originally would. So, yeah, it is interesting, and I liked it and took myself to the library and picked up the second book, which is now sitting on my bookshelf because I have no business picking up more books from the library because I haven't really read this month. It's okay. We're halfway through. I've only finished Carve the Mark. I am listening to The Firekeeper's Daughter in my car. I am pretty far through it. I can't tell you exactly how far I am. I can tell you I'm on a chapter in the 40s, but that doesn't tell you anything because I don't know how many chapters there are, and I don't remember what disc I'm on out of 12, but further than 8, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know, but I'm listening to that, and it is pretty good. I'll talk about it more in depth when I finish it. I can't remember when the last time I picked up a nonfiction book was. I mean, I know it happened this month, but I don't know how many days ago it was because it hasn't been in the last several. So I'm still reading Art for Self-Care. How many pages do I have left in this? I'm on page 91, and there are 139 pages. 139 pages. I'm going to finish this week. And then I have this whole list of reading for July. Did I pick one of those books to read after I finished Carve the Mark? No, I didn't. Sure did not. Instead, I picked up The Assassin's Blade because I was in a funky mood. My kids are gone. I'm all off, like, any sort of routine whatsoever. I'm not good at keeping a routine. Honestly, my littlest, she keeps me on a routine because she has a routine. Like, she eats lunch at the same time every day. I don't know what this lunch thing is. I eat sometimes if someone reminds me I'm supposed to eat. Same thing with dinner. I'm not so great at those things. Like, I forget that I'm actually hungry. And I have alarms for waking up, and I sometimes wake up when my alarms go off, and sometimes I'm like, it's summer break, I'm going back to sleep until whenever. And sometimes I take naps and sometimes I don't. So I don't have a schedule, is what I'm saying. And I just needed a dopamine hit on the day that I was picking up a new book. So, and this came into the library on hold. So I'm reading The Assassin's Blade. And I am only intermittently reading. I'm not reading every day, even. I think I'm reading every day. I don't think I've actually missed a day of reading fully, but I haven't been tracking it as well this month. I'm just a hot mess on all of the being a grown-up things, except bills. My bills are paid. My house is really, my house is so clean because there are no children here. Everything that I cleaned is still clean. It's amazing, except my bedroom, because I make messes in my bedroom. But even those, like 10 minutes and it's all clean. What? Amazing. So yeah. I'm reading The Assassin's Blade. I'm not quite halfway done. I'm on page 176. There are 435. No, I didn't eat. Alarm. Rude. I'll go eat something right after I finish recording. So yeah, not quite halfway there. Enjoying it. It is a prequel to the Throne of Glass series. So it's what happens to the main character before. Which is pretty interesting. It kind of gives a little bit of insight into not the other characters per se in the book, but like the other cultures that are touched on in the book. I'm liking it. I feel like it's going to make me cry at some point. It has not made me cry yet. But I feel like there could be a moment where I'm going to cry. Much like what I've heard from a lot of people for reading Sarah J. Maas books, these books are okay, but they don't like hook you in. The characters don't grip you the same way that the characters in the ACOTAR series does. And I haven't read, what's the other one? Crescent City. I haven't read those books either. So, yeah. That's what I'm reading. That's what I'm doing. I don't have anything planned for the rest of summer. I'm not planning on, not summer, for the rest of July. I don't have another concert or anything. I have knit group next week. I'm going to dinner with one of my former students on Monday. But that's it. Those are my plans. So I'm hoping that all of the chaos and stuff that happened at the beginning of the month, that was the chaos, and the second half of the month I can get back to reading and knitting, and hopefully my bathroom right here, right on the other side of my bedroom wall, hopefully that will be being worked on and being finished. I am totally okay with noise and chaos in my house if that's being finished. I might not get a lot of reading done or knitting because I can't focus when all that's going on. And my brother has been here 3 days in the past week, taking measurements and pulling up the floor because there's some pipes that need to be replaced and all sorts of stuff. So that also cut into my knitting and reading abilities. But anyway, thank you for joining me. I will see you pretty soon, but you will see me again, hopefully in 2 weeks. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping that you see this very shortly after I finish recording this. Am I going to be good and edit it right now? Oh, I should, because otherwise I'm going to start I'm watching Sons of Anarchy, which is also cutting into my reading time. I don't know. Sometimes I just want to watch a thing, right? And I just started Sons of Anarchy yesterday, but I just finished season 1, and I was like, okay, it's time to record. We're going to record now. So we'll see. I should edit this before I allow myself to start season 2. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to edit this, and then I'm going to start season 2 and get sucked into that. But before I do that, I'm going to mop my bedroom floor because I've moved my chair. So I have to rearrange all the furniture because my chair lives over behind where you are. So I'm going to mop my floor since the chair is moved. Okay. All right. That's super exciting for you, right? All right. Have a good couple weeks. Thank you for your comments on the last video. Thank you for watching that super, super long video. Oh my gosh, that was so long. This one is not that long. Guess I had a lot to say last month. All right, bye for now, friends.